So let's begin. The first thing I want you to understand, and I know you can acknowledge it, is that for ages, human beings have been searching for the meaning of life and how they can live an impactful and fulfilled life. So we have been, as mankind, we have been searching for the meaning of life. We've seen movies that talks about purpose. We've heard people say that, the meaning of life is, there are a lot of ideas that are shared to help people understand what this life is all about. But whether we care to agree or not, there is just that longing in us. Like, we've been searching for the meaning of life. And friend, the search is over right now. The search is over because I am about to give it to you. I'm about to share with you the answer to that search, the answer to that longing that we've been have. So we have been searching for the meaning of life, and it is valid. Like, it's really an important thing that we really understand what life is all about. Sometimes you may even wonder, why do we have to know like this? Why can't we just go on living life and enjoying everything? Why do we have to search? Why do we have to understand to find the meaning of life? So the reason being is that there is a deep longing in each one of us to find the meaning to our existence, and often we engage in certain activities hoping to find it, but only to no avail. So when you look at the things that we do in life, the things that we are pursuing in life, it's because we are trying to live a purpose-driven life. We are trying to find the meaning of life. And one of the challenges is that we have been attaching the meaning of life to wrong things. We've been trying to attach the meaning of life to wrong things, and those things at the moment, momentarily or temporarily, they will satisfy us. They will give us a temporary fulfillment, but in the end, we find ourselves in the same place again. We find ourselves in the same place again. This is an ancient old age question that we have been searching as humanity, and I'm grateful that I came across this, and I've realized and discovered the meaning to life, and it's what I'm about to share with you, and that's what compelled me to really share with you this, my discovery and my answer. And I know, just as you discover also, your life will be transformed. I know that you'll never be the same. You'll never be the same. This is not just an activity or just a course that is there just to inform you, but it's a course that is there to also transform you, to change your life so that you may live an impactful and fulfilled life, so that you may stop engaging in certain activities that are not helping you in one way or another to find the meaning of life. So there is a deep longing in each one of us. In each one of us, whether people care to agree or not, every one of us, we are longing and we've been searching for the meaning of life. We ask ourselves, why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I alive? Why do I exist? This is the same challenge Solomon also encountered in his life. He says, meaningless, meaningless, says the preacher, Solomon in the Bible. So in Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 2 to 4, says, meaningless, meaningless, says the teacher, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What does man gain from all his labor, at which he toils under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains. So this was a time at which King Solomon, he had everything. He had lost his way and he neglected the Lord. Yet he was a successful man, like in terms of material things. He was so wealthy And he was a person who was considered to be wise, the wisest man on earth at that particular time. Yet he was struggling with this question, yet he found life to be meaningless. Why is it that the wisest person on earth couldn't find the meaning of life? Imagine the wisest person who is considered to live on earth couldn't find the meaning of life, and he was really struggling with this. And when you study this, the book of Ecclesiastes, you find that many times he said he tried this, he tried food, he tried women, he tried reading, he tried a lot of things, and everything to him seemed to be meaningless at that particular time. At that particular time, everything seemed meaningless to him. Not until he came back to his creator, because at that particular time he had neglected his creator. And because of that, because he placed, for example, he decided to remove the creator, like God, out of the context, out of his life, and tried to live life as if God doesn't exist. And he started even worshiping other idols. As a result, because of that point of neglecting his creator, that is what caused him to lose sight of, in other words, he removed the basis or the foundation to discovering the purpose of life, to discover the purpose of his existence, the existence of man. So this was a struggle which Solomon had. And I know and I believe a lot of people are struggling from this question: what is the meaning of life? Why am I here? What is all this all about? You know, every time, whenever you lose a sense of purpose, it becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult, and everything in life, our jobs, our businesses, relationships, everything, all the activities that we do in life, they seem to be meaningless. Why? Because we don't have the reason for doing them, like the main reason, the purpose for existence. So it is very important that we get to that place where we understand what this life is all about, where we understand why we are here, why do we exist, why are we here on earth. We need to get to that place, because once that is discovered, then that becomes the basis or the foundation of everything that we do in life. It becomes the basis of every decision that we make in life. That is when we are going to find fulfillment, and that is when we're going to live an impactful and effective life. So in this course, I will share biblical and universal and timeless principles that have worked for me and many others who have used them, provided you apply the knowledge shared and put in the necessary work, you'll find the meaning to your existence. So, friend, the principles that I'm going to share with you, they work. One thing I love about principles and laws, one thing I love about them is that they work for anyone who works with them. So when you work with a principle or a law as a promise attached to it. So if you do this, this will happen. If you don't do this, this will happen. So that is the way the principles works. So if anyone put the principle to work, whether they realize it or not, they will harvest the promise attached to that principle. Practical example, the law of gravity. The law of gravity, if you jump from the top of the top building, it doesn't matter whether you didn't know it or not, you must come down. You must come down, even if the law of electricity. So if you touch a naked cable which has electrical power passing through it, when you touch it with your bare hands without an insulator, you'll be electrocuted. Why? That is the law of electricity. So whether you were aware of it or not, if you just work against it, it will work against you. If you work with it, it will work for you. So friend, let us continue. Let us now get into it. Let us now start. Let us look at some of the interesting things that, like the many thing of this course. I believe your life is about to change and you're about to be transformed. Otherwise, thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this course. Let's get to the next session.